तेरी मेर दा बोलना तुझे आगे अरदास गुरु गुरु वाहे गुरु गुरु रामदास आद गुरे नमः जुगाद गुरे नमः सत गुरे नमः श्री गुरुदेव नमः। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। Every religion has tried to teach certain basic realities, basic strength for every man in line of action, line of his duties. Purpose of every religion is to make everybody happy, prosperous, fulfilled. It works both ways. If people are rich in a religion, they will serve the religion. They will keep religion going. If people are poor, it won't serve the religion, it won't serve the people either. But a unique thing about Sikh religion, which is not being understood and understood in the aspect of it, is that there are religions and they are good in their own way. But it is not any religion tell you, this is what religion starts with. They start with a very saintly manner and they end up very soldierly and conquer the whole world. That becomes the idea. But unfortunately, that was not the attitude. The attitude was to start right in the beginning, to understand we are soldiers and saints at the same time. Nothing was left to take over. Our transformation, our direction. Sikh religion starts with a very simple argument, Miri and Piri, Shastra and Shastra, Seva and Simran, Bana and Bani. You always find there are two things at the same time. One is the object, other is which will subject to achieve the object. The subject and the object are well defined in this religion. Now, unfortunately, there are certain things which can happen and have always happened. If a spiritual man or a spiritual leader compromises with the word, then he loses all his spiritual values. And that compromise sometimes is very forceful. There are 2,000 people in congregation, they are negative, they are not getting together. And the ideals are so high they can't achieve, and the man doesn't say, heck with it, all right, let us make a mend, let us make a bend. And this happens. In every religion it happens, it's not that it cannot be avoided. So in Jews you can find orthodox and reforms and mediocres and all that. In Christianity you cannot even count their denominations. They all love one Christ, but they have their own thing going. And in Sikh Dharma also, whenever their party fight, they make a new Gurdwara. They are not making a new Sikh religion yet, which may happen a little later. But they have their own thing going. If two parties fight with each other, the other president who cannot be president makes another people and take a group. So what I'm trying to explain to you, the man from the beginning to this time has a clan personality, clan system. They have a situation where people get together and they have one leader and he leads them to where it leads to. Looking at that in the spiritual world, it always shows up that actually there's no spiritual world at all. It is a clan system. Some people gets to a family, some family gets to be a group, some groups get together and they become clan, and clans get together, they become tribe. And that's how it is. That's not actually spirituality. That's not even the reality of spirituality. The reality of spirituality is that you go and you keep going unto God and carry everybody unto God. Now you say, what instruction we have? Yes, in the past there was a difficulty in instructions because every religion developed as the circumstances developed it. But when we have Sri Guru Granth, the instructions are very perfect. First of all, Sri Guru Granth speaks poetry. Everybody can't alter the poetry rhythm and the theme. Number two, Sri Guru Granth has a seal of Nanak in the end, so nobody can cheat and change. Number three, it is prescribed way. It deals with the mind, the body, and the soul. It deals with all the three aspects of mind, body, and soul. Religious men are naturally spiritual prostitutes. They are the worst people in the world, and they all end up in the sense of being next life for them is a reserved life of a cockroach. Because they compromise. The biggest wrong or a fault a spiritual man can do, that under pressure of worldly pleasure, or worldly grace, or popularity, or call it anything, he prostitutes himself to please those people who he is supposed to lead. And this leadership is not to make a government or to have a big ashram or put a gold on the dome. This is between a man's soul and his delivery or her delivery to God. And that's his responsibility. That's what his job is. That's how he takes over the job to begin with. That is his unsaid promise. That's his unknown path. And that is his power of the way. When he comes down for the sake of pleasure or popularity or personality or effectiveness, then that is not a spiritual man. He is living human cockroach. And believe me or not, next part is exactly where it is. But he is satisfied, at least he will be a cockroach. Others will not be even cockroach. Their soul will stuck up there to get cleansed God knows when. And they may start from the bottom root of the life to achieve the mankind again. So unfortunately, believe it or not, human body is the last you can get. And the worst you can make it use it. Now let us see what we do with the human body. How many houses we got, how many bedrooms we got, how many bathrooms we have in the house, how beautiful clothes we have got. It's all granted. But that's all our energy is about. Have we ever thought how elevated our soul is, how our clear mind is, how our clear consciousness is, how smiling and happy we are, how can make and distribute people to be very happy and high and elevated and uplifted? Not at all. What happens to these people? Are they okay? No. They cannot pass this magnetic field line which our human aeroplane does pass with a bang. That's how sad it is. Because higher you are, humble you are, and higher you are, punishment becomes very heavy. Because in the eyes of God, you got a human body and you wasted it, you insulted God directly. Because you are made in the image of God. Once you insult God directly, then punishment has to be very direct. There was once a man who was a very great general and he was the great son of the king. He did something very ridiculously. While conquering a city and capturing the city, while taking the slaves, he fell in love with a woman kind of temporarily, and he got her into his tent and had her that night. And after that, so that there be no evidence, he ordered that she should be killed. Orders were obeyed, matter ended. But when he came home for the victory of that great way he went, there was no reception. He was shocked. Finally, he reached his father. He said, well, I give you one day to meet your mother and everybody else. Tomorrow you will be hung in the public square. He said, for what? He told him the charges. He said, but that's very minor. He said, that is minor for everybody. It's not minor for you. Because you betrayed my trust. And number two, listen to me, my son, I'll hang you myself. And he did it. And I don't see in that story any difference than God. God tells your soul, I gave you the body, I gave you the sensitivity, and I gave you the mind which can travel above time and space which nobody else has. Now you have goofed, now I'll hang you myself. And that's how the story starts. Guru Nanak knew this story. He understood this story. That's why in the very beginning, he gave us Raj Yoga. He gave man to live in the imperial self, but also at the same time be a yogi where the pair of opposite does not affect. I have seen people who love me, behave with me and understand me, they don't understand me a bit. They feel they had me emotionally, they feel they had me physically, they feel me have me affectionately, they feel me have me in every way. But they do not know pair of opposite does not affect a yogi. And they are really dealing with a yogi, not with a man. And if a very humble person like me cannot make them understand simple thing, how they can understand the totality of God? Because you're the biggest wrap you have got to wrap up everybody is your emotions, your feeling. You call that love. Actually, you don't understand love at all. Neither you have, nor you will, nor you can, until you do not see above the polarity. If you keep on seeing the both sides of the coin, you are seeing the coin. You do not know it's a gold and silver. Once you see it's a gold and silver, then you stop seeing at the sides. Sometimes the coin is more precious than the metal. I saw a silver coin, it was 1929, my birth year, somebody bought it and paid $260 for a silver dollar. Silver dollar was not worth that much because it was antique, it was in perfect condition, it was old, ba. So sometimes the Maya can be more charming, more beautiful than the reality what we have to ultimately face. And that goes on. As the coin can be costlier than the silver or the gold it contains. We have to understand life has two sides to it, plus and minus. But there is a one side which is the neutral side, which is the reality of it, the real side. We have certain things which make us very afraid, what the people think of us. That's the first question. Rather than what you think of the people, how you can deliver them, a person starts thinking what people think of him. That person is destroyed right with the first thought. Don't think what people think of you, think what God thinks of you. And think what people say to you, not think what gurus say to you. These are the two aspects we have to understand. What the creation think is not our problem. What the Creator think is our problem. How you can guide yourself and how can you guide yourself with the strength of the Guru and the others to it. These are the two secrets of success. They will never fail. They have never failed before. They will have never failed now. Your attitude, your aptitude, and your approach must change. I was telling somebody, he said, I cannot go on this interview as a Sikh. I don't think I'll be hired. I said, do one thing, disguise yourself as a Sikh and go there to interview. And at the end of the interview, tell them you are a Sikh and see what happens. The guy went for interview, they asked question. And man went look at him, he started talking, he said, are you from India? He said, no, I am American. He said, oh, you look like a man from India, your behavior. I have been in Calcutta for so many years, I have been in Punjab so many years, I have served in Peshawar so many years. I have served the army. All I know about Indians is the Sikh soldiers. And you look like to me very, very Indian, I don't know, but you are American, I believe you. I love those Sikhs, he said. And now this guy who was disguised and he was playing, he's not a Sikh and he was playing, he was shocked what to do. And then he said, can I tell you one secret? My teacher told me to disguise myself. He knew you would love me. I am a Sikh. He said, you are hired, then we don't have to discuss anything. He said, why? He said, I have lived with them. They are people of commitment. And that's not all company needs. You are hired. But never again come in disguise before my eyes. That I promise you, otherwise I'll fire you. He called me very jubilantly. He said, sir, I am hired. This worked, blah, blah, blah. I said, yes. People need commitment in others so that it can help their commitment. People need somebody living a life of faith and trust and commitment so that their life can be that way. People don't need you. People don't need your lunch, your breakfast and your dinner. People don't need your sex and your sensuality. People don't need you for anything. Nobody needs anybody, anyway. Help is a help. Help is in elevating oneself. Nobody needs to be drowned and drastic. That's why families fall apart. That's why relationships fall apart. When each one trying to, out of their insecurity, out of their jealousies and out their commercialization, start dragging the other partner down. That's where life parts. I can assure you, if you both understand Vaho, Vaho means great, state of joy and ecstasy called Vaho. And there is a one mantra we have got, Vahe. Vahe means confirmed state of ecstasy and joy. Vahe means, Vaho means to be in the state of ecstasy and joy. Vahe means, He confirms it. It means state of ecstasy and joy confirmed. Guru means from darkness to light. These are 5 things in it. Ecstasy and joy confirmed from darkness to light. Realistic. And if you understand the attitude of word Vaheguru, that may be difficult for you, but if you understand the word Satnam, my identity is true. True is my identity, true I am, true I shall be, true to you. It means I shall be true to your truth. If you connect this relationship, you will have more friends you can even believe. I came in the United States and I gave you face, I gave you grace, I gave you a status and shared with you the teachings. I didn't do anything with you. I went through the hell of it. Everybody wanted me the way they wanted me to be. I wanted them the way they can be. My idea was simple. I can share with you the wealth and let you give distance to your destiny, or my job is to let you, put you back on the line of destiny. Jinnam Ram Pachata Virle Sejana. Those who recognize the God and have to be destined to reach God are very far and far in between. So it's not everybody progressive way. You look back at life. Everybody wants to be rich here and now. They even forget where they come from, they forget where they're going to, they forget who made them, they forget, it is very funny. All of a sudden, one day, I just stretch myself and I found out I'm healthy. Why it happened? Whose prayer worked? Who did it all? I don't know. Neither I want to know. All I want to know is I'm healthy. Little bit. Then my question was why I became just healthy. I was reading the Sukhmani. It says, Prabh pave bin saast rakhe. If Prabh wants you to live, he shall let you live without the breath of life even. And that's the truth. Do we trust God? No. Do we believe God? No. Do we love God? No. Do we have any concept of God? No. Then why we are religious? We fake it. It looks good. It's very good when you practice it, but it looks good. Lot of time we go to a church to see who wears what and who's doing what. And also we have a soul and we want to go to church to hear good words because souls get hungry and dry and isolated, then it starts messing you up. There is a word, Punjabi word called charcha. Charcha means continue talking and analyzing the talk into many ways to understand. It's called charcha. Charcha means when you talk about something and keep talking to understand that. And where this charcha happened, you call it a church. And now because it happens to be a Christian word, so you stole it from the gypsies of Punjab, and that was their word. When they get to assembly, they say, let us sit in a church and do charcha of this situation or this problem. That is the old word as the mankind knows it. This word existed, church, before even Europe existed. Europe was nothing but a land of swamps and mountains. That's all it was. It took 42 years of not a drop of rain that this swamp appeared to be a land. It's called Great Drought. If you know the human history or history of the earth, you will be surprised. For 42 years there was not a one drop of rain. Humanity went through it and got roasted. So things can happen to us in many ways, but we, those who are here on this path, have to understand. We have to change our direction. We have to see what God sees in us. We have to say what Guru says in us. And that is the way to live. It's a simple saying and it's very simple doing. There's no much to do. There's not no much to rap about. There's no much to be enthusiastic about. It's simple. See what God sees in you. See yourself. Don't tell me to see in you. See yourself what God sees in you. See what He sees and say what He says. Say what Guru says and see how it goes. I can wrap up the whole life of you in these 3 lines. See in you what God sees in you. Sit down with yourself and find it out what God sees in you. And then say to others what Guru says to you. And go and see how it goes. There shall be no wrong in it. But fortunate are those who understand these 3 lines. And wonderful are those who live them. May the grace of Guru and blessing of Guru Ram Das with you. With these few words, I like to be forgiven. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.
hum avgun bare, ek gun nahi. Amrit chad bike bikai. Mayamo bharam bhule. Suttarasyo preet lagai. Ek uttam pant sunyo gur sangat. Te malant jamtras matai. Ek ardas pat kirat ki. Guru Ramdas Rako Saranai. Sajan Sache Patshah Sir Shah Deshao. Jis paas betya soye sabna dave saho. Sagla dwar ko chad ke geo twar dwar. By ge ki lajya se Govind das tuar. Mela pela malar. Pardara pardhan parlobha home bike bikar. Dusht bhao taj nind parai. Kam krodh Chandar. Pardara pardhan parlobha home bike bikar. Dusht bhao taj nind parai. Kam krodh Chandar. Mel mein baithe agam par. Bhitar amrit soi. Jun pave jis gur ka shabd ratan achar hao. Dukh sukh dau samkar jane. Bura bhala samsar. Sud buddh surat naam har paiye. Sat sangat gur pyar. And salaha har naam. Prapat gur data devanhar. Gurmukh Sikh soi jan paaye. Jisno nadr kare kartar. Kaya mel mandir kar har ka. Tis mein rakhi jot apar. Nanak gurmukh mel bulaiya. Har mele mel nahar. Kaya mel mandir ghar har ka. Tis mein rakhi jot apar. Nanak gurmukh mel bulaiya. Har mele mel nahar. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Rag Malar, first channel to the divine. Abandon thou another's woman, another's wealth, excessive avarice, the poisonous sin of self-conceit, evil doings, others' slander, and the pariahs of lust and wrath. In the mansion is reclining the inaccessible and infinite Lord. That man alone who obtains the name nectar in his mind, whose conduct is according to the jewel of the Guru's instruction. Pause. He considers both pain and pleasure, and bad and good of the world as the same, embracing love for the Guru's guild of the saints, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the Lord's name is obtained. Day and night, profit is obtained from the Lord's name, given by the beneficent Guru. The man on whom the Creator Lord looks with favor, he obtains instruction from the Supreme Guru. This body is the mansion, the temple, the home of God, and into it he has enshrined his infinite light. Nanak, the Guru word is invited to God's palace, and God, the Uniter, unites him with himself. This body is the mansion, the temple, the home of God, and into it he has enshrined his infinite light. Nanak, the Guru word is invited to God's palace, and God, the Uniter, unites him with himself. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Sab Sikhan ko hukm hai, Sab Sikhan ko hukm hai, Sab Sikhan ko hukm hai. Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.